Good morning. We will start session 2 on chapter light, reflection and refraction. So in our yesterday's class, introduction to the light, laws of what is reflection, laws of reflection, what is a spherical mirror, two different types of spherical mirror, that is concave mirror and convex mirror. We understood what are the rules to draw the ray diagram, that is how the rays travel in terms of concave mirror and convex mirror. So today we will start with the ray diagrams. As I had already told you, sit ready with the book, pencil, compass and protractor. So how it starts is, there are different positions in the ray diagram what we have to keep. For example, where is the object kept and where is the image formed. So for that, first one is when the position of an object, or when the object is at infinity. Now what do you mean by infinity? That is, we don't know where the object is kept. It is kept somewhere far, very far. So we cannot see the object where it is kept. We assume that the object is kept at infinity. So when the object is kept at infinity, where is the image formation done? So for that, what we usually do is, the rules to draw here, usually draw a straight line, and children here please use pencils, sharpened pencils. Ray diagrams are not done with the pen. So draw a line segment, appropriate measurement. Now don't ask me how much big or how much small I have to draw, and appropriately you will come to know. Before marking anything, it's a concave mirror, right? No freehand drawing. Now see, you can even take the protractor, you can even take the compass, keep at the appropriate radius, just anywhere, and just draw a lens using this also. Otherwise, the trick here what you can do is, take your protractor, right? Your protractor should coincide with the line here given. So the correct or the mirror what you draw should not be too big or not be too small. The accurate size of the mirror always what we consider here to be as 60 degree. I'll just show you once. Means how you know, children? So when you keep your protractor here like this, for 90 degree what I have kept, the line coincides, this line coincides with the line of the protractor. 60 degree mark here, 60 degree you can mark here, right? Just draw the line with that respect. This is the lens what you get. The lens what you draw this side will be equally to this side also. Okay. Now as soon as you, not the lens, mirror. As soon as you draw the mirror, please shade the mirror to one side. That is very important to do so. The point what you mark here, write it as P. Always that's important. Okay. Then we need to know where should I mark curvature and where should I mark the focus. That is more important. It's the standard measurement, children. Now see here, why did I tell this 60 degree, why not 70, why not 80? That need the, see, you can't be drawing the mirror like this, right? I'm not saying draw a C there, or you just can't draw this much only mirror here in a given straight line. So accurate length what a mirror should look like, it should feasible to draw a ray diagram is always for 60 and 60. That looks very neat, neither too big, neither too small. So we'll follow this. In case if you are using your protractor, see that some appropriate radius you choose, keep it at one point and just draw the line. Cut an arc like that. Shade this, and this rules only once I will tell. From next onwards you have to follow this for all the mirrors. Again for lens we'll have again separately, almost similar rules. Then we have to mark curvature and we have to mark focus. At assumption we cannot mark anything. There should be a typical radius for that. See, nowhere it is given in the book what should be the radius, but for an accurate ray diagram, we choose certain points. What we usually do is here, we have to first mark it for 4 centimeter. Okay, so we have to mark this for 4 centimeter. Always from pole to curvature, always mark it for 4 centimeter. Right? Now when you have marked it for 4 centimeter, we know that focus is the half of principal axis what we have drawn from curvature to pole. Half of that is focus. So from that means from pole, if I consider this is focus 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. Very clear? Always from the pole 2 centimeter focus, from focus 2 centimeter or total 4 centimeter, divide by 2. This is the rule what we follow. And this 4 centimeter rule is followed in lens also, children. This drawing part 60 degree is followed in lens also. That gives us the accurate mirror, accurate lens, measurements, everything accurately. So I repeat, this measurement is very clearly done. So from pole when you measure to curvature, mark it for 4 centimeter. Then exactly half of that, 2 centimeter we can mark. So this is the basic standard rules what we have to follow. You can extend this line to any extent here, little bit more, less or whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. This is enough till here. When the object is kept at infinity, means where should I keep? I should keep here, here, here or where? I don't know from where the object is kept. But assume that some far the object is kept. If the object is kept, how will the rays travel? The rays will travel parallel to the principal axis. The first ray from the object always, right? So assuming that there is a parallel beam of ray traveling from infinity, I have drawn it here. Arrow mark. Ray diagram without arrow mark is 0, nothing. So the minute it reaches the mirror, what's the rule number 1? Rule number 1 is it passes through the focus. So through focus, what you can do here is you can draw another line. Okay, arrow marks. As soon as you draw, don't forget with the arrow marks. Now the second ray we have to draw. Now the second ray also has to come from infinity only. So usually whenever it is asked, when an object is kept at infinity, we have only parallel rays of light coming. So this one more ray what we will do here is we'll show it from here. Another parallel ray you can just show it from here. That is, this is the ray. Once it touches the mirror, what happens? It passes through the focus. Right? So this is the point where image formation is done. When an object is kept at infinity, it also means that this is also a ray diagram to show that concave mirror is a converging mirror. I'll just write here, concave mirror is a converging mirror. Draw a ray diagram to show that concave mirror is a converging mirror. You can show this. Okay. So then we are done with the ray diagram now. First one, when the object is kept at infinity. Then we have to write few assumption, or we can say the conclusion drawn from the ray diagram. What are the conclusion? Image formed. Size of the image. Nature of the image. Always remember these 3 steps, children, even though they have not asked you anything. If you have drawn the ray diagram, it is understood that we need to represent neatly with the with the arrow marks. Then these 3 things should be compulsorily written. Image is formed. Where is the image formed? Image is formed at F. Simple. Whatever you see in the figure, you have to write. See, you need not by heart anything here. You go on practicing, you will get accurately correct. Size of the image. What is the size of the image here? It is, first of all, it is a concave mirror. So concave mirror will always give you real and, okay, that we will write here. Real and inverted, that is nature. But what is the size? It is diminished, very small. For that, where the image is a point size, we use the word highly diminished. So it is point size, comma, highly diminished. Next, nature of the image. Usually all the concave mirrors will give you real and inverted image. The image which is caught on the same side here, if it is caught somewhere this side, it is virtual images. So nature of the image is real and inverted. So these 3 points are the common points what we write in the ray diagrams. So this was for the first one. Now similarly, we have to do the ray diagrams for the others. How ray diagrams are usually asked, either it is asked in the form of a numericals, or they ask you draw a ray diagram for a concave mirror where the object is kept at infinity. Then see, it was kept at infinity, children, where we could not see. Now the object is kept beyond C. Then the object is kept at C. Then the object is kept between F and C. Then the object is kept between F and B. Right? So we go on moving the object in position right from infinity to here at C, between this and F and between this. That is what we have to show here in the ray diagram. So let's move on to the next one. I only rub these part because anyhow we have to write it for others also. Right? Yeah, of course I will rub everything here because it is required. So the next one, let us see where the object is kept. Second ray diagram, and the object is kept beyond C. Let's draw the ray diagram here. So neatly we have to draw this. Slightly it might change here. So this part is P. This, please don't forget it to highlight this part because that is the other side. We have to always shade that part, right? This is curvature, this is focus. This is focus, this is curvature. I'll little bit extend this side. Okay. Now where have they kept the object here? The object is kept beyond C. So beyond C is where somewhere here we be. Now always remember what should be the size of the object. Now infinity, fine, it was known to us. Now see here children, I will not give you the accurate because here I can't tell you what size it has to be. Now see, this is your mirror. Always take the size of the object, not up to the size of the mirror, not up to very small. Take at least 3/4 of it. Right? You will understand that. See here. Now for example, now this is a size. I will consider this as my size. Always whenever you draw an object, you have to represent it like this with the arrow mark. Why? This shows that object is standing like this, erect and straight. Arrow mark should be represented. Now see how tall it is. It is almost, it is half, not exactly half also, but not exactly too big as a mirror. Image size, object size should be not too small, not too big, accurately. That's very important. What is the first rule? The ray travels parallel to the principal axis and hits the mirror, arrow mark. As soon as it touches the mirror, it will move through focus. Right? Okay. Now, how will the another ray move? So the another ray, what we can do here is, we can make the ray move through the curvature. What is the rule? If the ray is passing through the curvature, it goes back to the curvature. See, two rules, children, here. Always try to follow. First ray is parallel ray. If it is parallel, through focus it will go. This is first one. Second rule, always don't follow the reversibility rule here. Reversibility rule is sometimes followed, but usually we follow two rules for ray diagram. First rule is this, and second rule is always for the curvature. Try to follow these two rules for the ray diagram. So what will happen, teacher, if we use the another rule? If you ask me, nothing will happen. You can always do that. So see, I come to a point where sometimes we can also bring a ray to the pole, and the angle of incidence and angle of reflection can be shown, or we can use the curvature rule there. Both are equally correct. So I use the curvature rule here. So the ray is actually coming here, right? So the ray which comes from the curvature part, I will draw the arrow. Okay, first see here, arrow marks we have forgotten, we have not drawn. Let us finish that. The ray which comes from the curvature here, right, it actually travels back. This is the point where the ray which came from this meted focus and the curvature point has met. That is a point of intersection where the object what we have kept, the image is formed. So the image is formed, I will draw here. It is formed this way. Put an arrow mark down. That means object was kept like this, image is formed like this, right? Now, looking at the whole thing, what can we say? Where is the image formed? Image is formed between C and F or F and C. Now the question arises, teacher, what if we get the image on C, on F, or nearby here, if it is not exactly in between? See, wherever it comes, whether it is little bit here and there, it is called in between F and C only. But it should be in between that. It can't be here. The intersection can't be somewhere else. If the intersection is somewhere else, your ray diagram is wrong. Okay? Size of the image. You tell me by looking at this. Everybody will get this shape, this size only. This was my object size. This is my image size. Is the image size similar to the object? No. Size of the image diminished. Highly diminished when to be right? It is a point size. Diminished when to be right? When it is small. Nature of the image. Real and inverted. Very clear? Let's move to the next ray diagram. I'm just trying to erase this much of part. So now beyond C is over. Where should be my next point now? Next point is, now just see where the image was at infinity, behind image was formed here at F. Then I little bit brought further, image actually started coming backwards. Just imagine, as and when the object position goes on going in the front, the image formation goes on going at the back. Observe. See, first it was here, somewhere infinity. Image formation was done at F. Then we brought it little bit closer. Then image formation from F it shifted to here. Now I will see that I will keep it at C. Let me see where will I get as a image formation. So let me just try to rub these things. Again and again I need not draw. Where this is my C, this is my F. If you go wrong in marking your C and F, your ray diagrams also will be wrong, children. Remember that. Okay, this let me rub. Okay, third one. So third one is when the object is at C. So what happens when the object is kept at C? Let me keep the object at C now. So the first ray travels here. Arrow mark. Once it travels there, it comes back from the focus. The second ray, actually, now look at this point. Can the second ray pass through the curvature, children, here? See what rule we used here? First ray will go parallel, come through focus. Second rule we applied was, it will pass through curvature, and curvature is nothing but 180 degree. It will retrace the path. Can I retrace the path? How can the ray can pass through curvature when the object itself is kept at the curvature? No, right? So which rule shall we use? Shall we pass the ray through the focus and see? Okay. If I pass the ray through the focus, what is the focus rule? If it is going through the focus, it will go parallel to the principal axis. So let me bring the ray through the focus. Yes. So now it has to go parallel to the principal axis. It's going here once again. Okay. It will go parallel to the principal axis. Let me draw the arrow marks. First arrow will go here, second arrow, this will come down. This arrow is going here, it is coming here, it will travel. The point of intersection is here. This ray diagram is not very easy, children. See, I got it at this point, right? It is very difficult to get. You have to make sure that your rays are drawn very accurately. Now why I am telling this, because I know after I send you this video, most of you all who will actually see it on the same day will call and tell, teacher, we are not getting the image formation at C. Try to get it at C by using correct measurements, everything. Very difficult to get, but sometimes it also depends upon how big is your mirror, size of your mirror, how big is your object position kept. Try it accurately and you will get it. When did I get it? I got it here only. Right? So now you tell me, when you look at this, where is image formed? Image is formed at C. What is the size of the image? Is it the same as the size of the object? Yes, right. Same as the size of object. Now did you understand the trick here? When it was back, image will start from F. As you go on coming forward, image will also go on going backward. Nature of the image, real and inverted. Same as the size of the object. Very clear on this part? Okay. Let's move to the next one. Sometimes you can also follow another rule here, children. What rule? When you bring it from F and you have to bring it back parallel, if in case it is not coming, try another rule. Bring this ray directly to the P, directly to the pole. When the ray comes to the pole, what will happen? It will reflect back in the same angle. But that, what you have to do is, what angle you are bringing here, see that angle with the same angle you bring back. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. It can also cut here. Try that if you want. Okay. We'll go to the next one. We'll just rub these points. C and F. let us see. Now at SE is over. What will be my next image formation? Definitely it is going to be beyond C. Okay. When the object is kept, fourth one. Now at C is over. I have to keep between, not at here, between F and C. So when we talk between F and C, let us keep it. So let me keep the object here between these two, right? First ray goes parallel to the principal axis. As it goes parallel, it has to go through the focus. Now, what should I do with the second ray? Can I pass second ray to the curvature? No, object is kept here. How can I use curvature rule? I can't use curvature rule. I have to use the focus rule. Let me pass the object through the, ray through the focus. When I pass it through the focus, what will happen? This has to go parallel to the principal axis. So parallel to the principal axis here. Image formation is done here. So rays, children. Yes. Very, very important. Yeah. Okay. Where is image formed? Beyond C. Size of the image, what do you feel looking at the size? Is it the same as this? No, it is bigger than that. We use certain words. You can't tell it image is big. No. Enlarged. Nature of the image, real and inverted. See, keep observing minute things here. Whenever I am drawing an object, I am making it stand direct here with arrow mark what I am showing. Whenever I am showing an image formation, real inverted down and see real inverted image are always in this form. Ulta form what you can say. Actually it comes here. Arrow mark is down. In case if you show the arrow mark on top, the whole ray diagram is wrong. Real inverted images are always like this. Virtual images are always same as how the images object is kept. Is this very clear? Okay, now we are done with this. Next position. So the next position is when the object is kept at F. Now, you tell me what could be? Now when I kept between this, it came beyond C. Now what could be beyond C? Beyond C, we don't tell. Then it is nothing but at infinity. At infinity means somewhere it will meet. Where we don't know. Somewhere the image formation is done. At infinity. Let's do that. See, I can just rub these things and redo it, but for y'all, you have to repeat all the ray diagram. Repeat in the sense, do it neatly, systematically, along with these things, what you have to write. So, when the object is kept at F, which one it is? Fifth one. At F. So draw arrow mark. So when it is kept at F, the first ray has to pass through F. It passed. Okay. Now second ray cannot pass through curvature nor through the focus. Now what rule should I apply here? Through curvature I can't bring any ray here, right? That means I need to use here the ray should go through the pole. Let me take a ray to the pole. Now children, when you draw a ray to the pole, the same angle it has to retrace. See, the trick is, we know that it is found at infinity, but still, what you are supposed to do always is, take the protractor and see at what angle is this ray cutting. So keep your protractor with respect to the point P here, right? Where you come to know this is 30 degree. This is 30 degree. Since it is 30 degree, my ray should come outward. Incident ray is 30 degree, reflected ray should also be 30 degree. So mark 30 degree here. Keep your protractor. Be very careful in marking angles. Comes here. So 30 degrees here means my ray should come like this. Yes. So what it is coming, children, here? Angle of incidence when you have drawn. What type of ray can you see here? Are this parallel? Since it is parallel, where will they go and meet? We don't know where will they go and meet. When you go on extending them, it will go producing. But somewhere infinity they will meet. Parallel lines do not meet, but somewhere at infinity the image may be formed. That is what when image was kept at infinity, parallel rays have come from them, correct? Same like this here. Where is image formed? At infinity. Size of the image, it is very big, so highly enlarged. Nature of the image, real and inverted. What all images are formed on this part of the screen, they are always real and inverted. Any image is formed this side of the screen, they are virtual and erect. This part is very clear. Remember, in concave mirrors, we have all the nature of the images as real and generally we have all. Only one where we keep the object between F and P, or we can say near the pole when we keep, we get a virtual image there. The last one, when the object is kept and F is over, between F and P, what we have to find here now. So, okay. When the object is kept between F and P. Do not do the freehand drawing. It was a very small distance, so I just tried it. Now look here. Right? Now this is kept. Now first of all, when first ray passes, the ray has to pass through what? Focus. Can I pass through the focus? Yes, I will make it pass through the focus. Done. Now second ray, it has to pass through what? Pole only. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. You can do it. So what angle I have actually seen here, with that respect angle I have to cut it. See, sometimes I can't give a correct accurate measurement because such a big protractor I can't see. Something accurately I will just try to do it, but you will get an accurate because you have a transparent protractor, children. So, okay, this is how we get it. Now what angle we get here? See, the rays are not moving parallel. The rays are actually moving apart if you have seen them, right? But the other side of the mirror or other side of these rays, they do not meet. But can they appear to meet if we produce them backwards? Yes. What are virtual images? Virtual images are the images which appear to meet but not in real. So let us produce them backwards now. And these should always be in a straight line. Do not do any tactics so that you can just try to meet them. Naturally they meet, children. It's meeting here. Anything which is meeting on this side of the screen, it is, yes, virtual and erect. Now you can see in the notes, I have given this by how I have just given one ray which is between pole and the focus and the pole. The first ray is going. I have also tried giving a ray from a curvature here. It's up to you. can also do that. This is a very simple technique. So what I try to follow here is the ray which can pass through focus easily, pass it off. Any ray which you cannot bring it from any other angle, always your pole is there. Use that rule and do it. All are correct, children, because these all are the rules for the ray diagrams. Got it? So let us write, where is image formed here? Image is formed behind the mirror. Size of the image enlarged. When we use the word highly enlarged, for infinity, because it is quite very big. Enlarged. Nature of the image, it is virtual and correct. It is standing straight as the object kept. These are the ray diagrams for concave mirror. For convex mirror, we have only two ray diagrams. The one ray diagram is to show that convex mirrors are divergent mirrors, that is rays from infinity what we show, and another one is to just show that object is kept between infinity and pole, anywhere between infinity and pole, anywhere it is kept. Only two we have. We'll quickly finish that. We'll see what are the uses of concave and convex mirrors, where all we use them in our day-to-day life, and the most important thing is what are the sign conventions of these mirrors we will study. So let's have only two ray diagrams for convex mirrors what we have, and the object is kept at infinity. This is also known as convex mirrors are diverging. Converging is they meet at one point, diverge is they move apart, right? So again, it is kept at infinity. Infinity is where? Somewhere, we don't know, but from somewhere parallel beams of light will come. This is the pole, this is the rough surface of the mirror. Now here, where should be my curvature and focus? Here. Why? This is the part of a spherical sphere. That means center is here and this is the focus. Always remember, children, the object is always kept at your, if you stand this way, this is your left hand side, right? Object is always kept at the left. Remember this. So a parallel beam of light will travel from infinity and hit the mirror. So two parallel beams of light we can consider here. Two you can take, three you can take, it's up to you. So a parallel beam of light will come and hit the mirror. As soon as it hits the mirror, what will happen? They will diverge. Now they will diverge in such a way that if you produce them, producing should always be in the dotted lines. They will diverge. See, they are coming, they are diverging. Diverge in such a way that if these rays are produced backward, they meet at F. Similarly here, they diverge such a way that you produce them back, they meet at F. So the rays coming over here, they diverge. Two more if you want, you can show here for divergent, right? Where is the, again same thing, image form. Sorry, not nature, size. Size of the image. Last is the nature. Image is formed at F. Size of the image point size. So what are point size image called as? Highly diminished. Okay, nature. Convex mirrors always gives you virtual and direct images. Virtual and direct. Okay. Now the next one what we have to see here is the object is kept somewhere between the pole and somewhere between pole and infinity. This is pole and somewhere between pole and infinity. So let me just rub only these things. Okay. Second one, between pole and infinity. Where would you like to keep? Keep somewhere here, that is fine. Again, you know the same rules, how you draw. Same thing, children. From pole I have taken this as 4 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. Same thing. Okay, this is my object. I will bring back here. So when you bring it here, the same rule applies. It comes in such a way that it will diverge. How it will diverge? It will diverge such that you bring it back, you produce them backward, it will actually meet through F. Okay? Arrow mark, arrow mark. First rule is done. Okay. Now the second rule, it will travel through the curvature, the same path it will travel. That rule we will apply here. So second rule is that in such a way, it will hit the mirror and it will actually diverge. Diverge in such a way that so it has to pass through curvature rule. Same thing what we have to do here is it has to pass now, and if you produce them back, it will actually meet the curvature point. Okay, and from here if it sees, they actually go back. But the minute it comes here, what will happen? See, the minute the rays come in and hit here, this will actually retrace back. From there and then only. The same ray, if I produce it backwards, it will come to the point of curvature. Now, what has happened? This is a point where the image is formed. So, the image is formed. I'll draw it here. This is the point of intersection of the line which cuts at F and the curvature point here. Done? Now you tell me, where is image formed? Between P and F, between pole and focus. Size of the image diminished. Nature of the image virtual and erect. Right? This is how we draw the ray diagram for the second one for convex mirror. Right? As per the rule, we have applied it here. So, do the similar things what I have told you in the previous one. Apply it for this also. And these three are very important. Once you are done with the ray diagram, children, draw a small tabular column. Right? That tabular column, in that ray diagram will not be there. But here, position of object, then position of image, this will be the column, size, nature. So this is for concave, right? Position of the object at infinity, position of the image at focus, size, point size, highly diminished, nature, real and inverted. Then position of the object between beyond C, what you can say here is like this, you have to give a tabular column and a small tabular column for convex, a very small because only two are there. So with that we end today's session. So now in the next session what we will learn here is what are the sign conventions of the mirror, what is the mirror formula, how do we calculate it, what is the magnification formula. under which circumstances we are supposed to use focal length as positive, what is u, what is the magnitude or value for u, whether it is positive, negative or y. You will all learn that under sign conventions, which is very important to understand the numericals based on mirrors. So that we will be doing it in the next session.